got back right up.
What the fuck? It just like cleaned your system out, dude.
Heck yeah, I told you it was like a shotgun, so it's pretty fast.
All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about shotguns and video games. My name is Brent, aka Boo Up. I'm here with my man Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Speaking of days, the time when it was raining, my car the AC started to smell really bad. And
Oh, no.
I looked up online and they said that it could be possibly like mildew and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to take this into the shop and get it fixed and whatnot looked at. And it was just like a sour smell. And the internet is such a great place. So one of the tricks was, oh yeah, just turn on your AC for like 5 minutes on full blast and then spray Lysol in the air vent. And I was like, you can't be serious. You can't really be serious. So I went and bought some Lysol and then and I was like, you know what? This can't be serious. And I sprayed it in for like 30 seconds, like the video said. I sprayed it in the little vent, and I was like, you can't be serious. So I sat in the car, and my car was smelling super clean. I was like, oh my God, the internet is an amazing place. You gotta believe the internet. At first, I was like, this is weird. Like, what if I'm messing up the engine with Lysol or something like that? But a lot of people online said it worked for them. They've been going on for months with a smelly AC, and then I decided to try it out, and it turns out it actually cleared the mildew, whatever was stuck in there and died in my engine. It smells pretty good now. So now, thank you, internet. I'm a true believer of your randomness. I wonder who had the idea of oh, let's just spray this stuff inside the intake filter.
So from now on, it's just whenever you turn on your AC, it just doesn't smell anymore?
Exactly. So
I had a similar problem, but it turned out to be like leftovers that had been in my trunk for like 2 months, dude. It's like takeout from a restaurant or something that I totally forgot about, dude. Oh man, but yeah, it kind of went away out of nowhere, huh? It was raining the whole beginning of this week, super bad, and then now it's just been a beautiful day every day this weekend, man.
Oh yeah, New Perfect Day, which is supposed to be raining. That would be a New Perfect Day.
Nah. We're cool without it, dude. Weird shit. Like, I work for the people that maintain the roads out here in San Diego, right? Weird shit happens, man. We know how people don't know how to drive in the rain just from our experiences on the freeway, right? It's like people don't know how to act when it rains too. They see all this water and they're like, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Water, yeah.
Saddam Hussein is bombing us, that type of shit, man. It's kind of crazy, dude. And nobody worries about it. Let's say, I don't know, for example, right? This is a random example. This lady, she was complaining because, first she was complaining because the road in front of her house sucks, right? So we keep repaving it. And we don't shave down the road and do it all over again, right? We just keep putting new layer. So now the road is higher than her little wall, and now the water comes over the wall and shit now, right? Whenever it rains. She picks the day it rains the worst to complain about it. Like, lady, you've been sitting here for 2 years with this problem. Why are you just doing something about it now, man?
Exactly.
Shit like that, man. You deserve to get flooded if you are taking your time with your issues, man. Don't try to fix it as it's going at its worst, dude. It's kind of wild out here in the streets, dude. San Diego needs to get used to the rain. Especially on this global warming shit, man. Is that how it works? Are we supposed to get more rain with global warming?
Yes, for a while, and then after all the ice, snow caps, things melts, and we're gonna just have a lot of heat afterwards.
Jesus, dude, this is the end of the world. We're gonna be old fogies when it happens, dude. We're gonna be the first ones they let go. We're not women and children no more, man. So we're gonna be the first people they kick out the boat, bros. It's gonna be fucking horrible. um, a lot happened with video games this week, man. First and foremost, Mortal Kombat 11 had a reveal event. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat, man?
Yes.
Did you have what console did you have it for?
I think it was Sega. Not Sega Saturn, but the Sega. That's when I played Mortal Kombat.
The OG Sega, right?
Yeah.
Was it ever on Nintendo?
Don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was only because I always thought it was like Mortal Kombat on Sega and maybe Killer Instinct that was on Nintendo. That was
Oh yeah, it was on Super Nintendo. I think number 2.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, I just remember playing Mortal Kombat back in the day when it first came out on Sega with my cousins and just playing that until the sun went down, I was always Liu Kang and tried to cheat. If what was to do the bicycle kick? It was you like hold A and C for 5 seconds or something like that, right?
Yep.
And I remember you could hold it before the fight starts, and if you let it go right when it says fight, then it still worked. You know what I mean? It still read that first 5 seconds that you were holding it during the loading screens and shit. So I'd always try to like get the jump on people using that. But yeah, dude, good times in a fighting game. I always remember the biggest part of that was fatalities, right? I remember playing through that with my cousins. It's just us in a room playing it, doing fatalities, uppercutting each other off the bridge, and getting all those gruesome deaths and stuff. Then you play it at a family party. Everybody's watching you play, and all of a sudden, everybody's just grossed out, right? It was like, oh my god, there's so much blood in this game. Dude, that does not fucking compare to what fatalities have turned into now, man. There's not even fatalities that fuck you up anymore. It's regular actions in the game, and they go to X-ray, and they show all your bones break and shit. It's 10 times worse than what we saw when we were kids, man. Have you seen any of these things?
Dude, yeah. That's like back then was just like, oh, you get stabbed or ripped in half, but it was like 2D kind of animation.
Exactly.
And now the 3Ds, yeah, like you're saying, they go in X-ray and they rip out all of your organs, and then they eat your organs and they poop it out and they stuff it back down your mouth, and it's like, dude, what is going on? Like, who comes up with these ideas and they're like, oh, that looks great, put it in the game. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you could just do like a simple chop off the head and kick it, and that's it.
I remember when was it? I think Mortal Kombat 3. That's when they started to get funny, and they did babalities where they turned you into babies. And then I think there was friendship too, where instead of doing a fatality, I think Johnny Cage would like take a picture with you or something. Liu Kang would give you flowers. I think Raiden would make it rain and make you a rainbow or some shit like that, dude. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Those were always fun, man. But yeah, it's so crazy now. But maybe, I don't know, our imaginations were just so extravagant back then that those 2D blood and graphics and people's heads getting torn off was enough for us. Now,
FBI, open up.
Now our imaginations don't have to rely on too much anymore because they could just show us in way more detail nowadays, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of wild, man. Because even in the Resident Evil 2 demo. Oh, dude, you played the Resident Evil 2 demo.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about that. How scary it is.
Be honest, man. How did you like it?
It wasn't as scary. It's because I did a little bit of spoiler. Like, I kind of ran through everything, and like, I think, for people's fight and flight response, it's either fight mostly in that kind of video game. But for me, it's run like a normal human being. Like, if I see a bunch of zombies, I'm not going to stand my ground, kind of thing. Like, I only have like 10 bullets or something like that. And then it took like 9 bullets to kill one of them. And I was like shooting them in the head so many times that I was like, what is going on? They're not staying down. So that gave me more fear, because it's like, now you know that you have mortality. Not like, oh, you shoot one in the leg, he gets over, and then you like, kick him in the face where his head comes off because you have enough strength to do that.
Hey, this isn't Chris Redfield, man. He's not Chris Redfield, dude.
Exactly. And we mainly did that like the entire time of that it was the Resident Evil 5.
Mm-hmm.
But then this one, you know, you shoot him in the leg, his leg probably would come off, but he's still crawling. I even saw a video where the guy like shot off all of his limbs and he was still crawling to the person. Like he was just like trying to nibble on the foot. And I was like, dude, that is crazy. You know, you shoot him on the head. The bullet just all it does is just makes him more angry, and you know they're still running or kind of walking to you. So I felt that game was pretty awesome. That was because I was able to do it with the lights on, and you were kind of right there giving me that moral, emotional support, knowing that I'm not alone. And the thing that did scare me a lot too was a stupid coat rack or whatever when I opened the door and it was on the left.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Like out of anything, the coat rack usually scares me because I remember so there was a zombie behind a door one time. So I'm like every time I open a door, I immediately check behind the door. And this game you go in the door, literally. There's no cutscene, loading screen. You just literally open the door and anything can be possible. And I'm like, God.
And oh man, I didn't notice it until I watched you play the game, man. But my immersion is totally ruined in Resident Evil 2 Remake because the doors open both ways, man.
You pointed at that. You're like, hey, go back there,
dude.
Go back. And you're like, does the door open either? Oh, it does. Yeah. I'm not gonna play this game. I was like, what?
Every door is a push door. That's fucking horrible, man. It ruins my immersion and the realism of the game, dude. I think as well you can't shoot through windows. Like there's doors that have that little square window where you can see into the other room. And you can't shoot through them to kill a zombie or anything, so that kind of ruins my immersion. But I guess it just builds up the tensity of the situation. But yeah, I hope they change that in the main game. They probably won't because it's coming out this week, dude. I've never thought so much about doors in games, except for now, especially since we played Dungeons and Dragons recently, where it really depended which way the door opened, how a fight would turn out, right? If we wanted to funnel the enemies through a door, we had to open it a certain way or see if we could peek in or just kick it straight open, right? Now, in Resident Evil, it doesn't matter. We're kicking every door down.
Just put zombies behind every door. You know, that would make me nervous.
Shit. But, yeah, man. The coat rack got you. I know specifically the moment you run up onto, I think, the third floor or something, and you see the liquor go through the window, I knew you weren't even going to look back. You were just going to run straight through all that shit, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I know it was going to pop out or something, so I was like, yep, nope, I'm just going to keep running forward until it does pop out. So, yep, all right, I knew.
Oh man, and see, and you get what I'm saying now. I mean, the game is a remake. Is Resident Evil 2? It's not the same, but it's familiar, right? They blocked off a bunch of paths you used to be able to go down through. Certain doors are in different places now, man. So it's gonna be a hit, dude. It's gonna be a hit when it comes out.
Yep.
I can't wait. But yeah, it just made me think about it. Mortal Kombat 11 and Resident Evil. That shit is super gruesome when that first guy you run into, the one that hands you the little diary about how to escape the police station, when you pull him out from under that doorway, and it's just like his top half. And and it just hangs out, that camera angle for a second where you could just see his intestines and shit just hanging out, dude. That
I was about to push
raw,
him back in.
That's the ultimate move, man. But yeah, dude, that was pretty fucking gruesome, man.
Yeah,
they got the details super good on that.
How did you get stuck in there in the first place? Like, why can't we just walk back out the front door again?
So it's funny, you know, after watching you play it, I downloaded it on Steam as well, just so I could see the graphics on my computer. If you can walk out the front door, actually, and what do you call it? If you walk out the front door, there's a gate. You're in like this little courtyard, and there's a gate, and there's just a bunch of zombies trying to reach through the gate. So there's no real way for you to escape. But in the original, how you get there is you roll into town, you run into Claire. You guys jump into a cop car. There's a zombie in the cop car, so you guys crash, and then like a big rig with fuel crashes into you, explodes. So you guys are like on two different sides of the street where this fire is and shit. And then you just make your way to the police station.
Okay.
Not sure how it's gonna play out in the remake. I feel like, especially from the trailers we've seen so far, I feel like we're gonna be running around the city a lot more, which I hope we do. Because I feel like I almost solved how to escape the front part of the police station in that 30-minute demo. And I finished that 30-minute demo in like 20 minutes. So I feel like we'll be walking around the town a lot more, which will be cool. That would be a lot more exciting to be in an open area of the game. But dude, I can't fucking wait, man. I need to pre-order it. That's how hyped I am. I'm about to pre-order this game, dude.
I hope they, when you do go through the city and all that, that you don't have really much of a guide to like, oh yeah, you must go here, and then it doesn't have like the blocked off cars where you're only allowed to go one way. You got to go this way. I hope it's kind of more open.
That would be crazy. Yeah, if there was more than one way that you could get to the police station, that would be pretty wild, man.
Exactly, and then like different paths open up, but they all, of course, lead to the same way. It's just the way you want to, role play the whole game.
Yeah. And that's what kind of struck me negatively as well. As soon as you get the diary from that guy that's eaten in half, and, you're kind of like, okay, what do I do now? It actually says on the screen, go back to the main hallway. There's nothing that tells you to do that except for the screen. So you're like, okay, I guess I should go back to the main hallway. And that's what puts you in a cutscene to further the story. But yeah, no, if it was me, I would have like hunkered down in the corner and just shot all the zombies, dude, from the corner, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, shit is getting really, really gruesome now. I mean, back in the day, I don't know what happened when the lickers used to kill you. You just saw them swipe at Leon, and then there would just be a streak of blood, and that was it. Now in this demo, we see a guy who just has the whole side of his face slashed up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
From a freaking liquor, man. So it's kind of crazy. Video games are getting super real now. HD, 4K out in these streets, dude, and they can tell their stories a lot better now. So it's kind of wild, man. I'm ready to see a bunch of intestines for no reason, dude. And I'm not saying this is anything new. I mean, ever since I think the last Mortal Kombat 10, was pretty wild too. I think one of the few fatalities I did see from that was Johnny Cage ripping open someone's stomach, looking through it, and saying, "Here's Johnny." So, shit's been out here a while. I think in Resident Evil 7, don't you have to dig in someone's dead body for a key too?
Yeah, that's how they get you. And then it comes alive, and you already knew it was going to come alive, but you can't do anything.
Dude, it's so funny. I just watched, what was that show? I just watched Jack Ryan over the weekend on Amazon Prime. Oh, so my Amazon Prime is running out. I'm not going to pay $120 for another year of Amazon Prime, dude. I gotta just order stuff and wait longer than 2 days, man. But anyways, so I'm gonna lose access to all these Prime shows in the next 2 weeks or so. So I gotta just binge watch all this shit. So I was watching Jack Ryan, and they love hiding shit in dead bodies on that TV show, dude. They hid a gun. They hid some friggin' anthrax in a dude. They hid a bunch of stuff in dead bodies, man. It was kind of crazy. People pretended to be dead bodies. It was wild, man. It was wild. But yeah, dude, shit is just getting real out here. And I don't know. I've always hated that kind of horror, like Hostel and Saw and stuff.
Yeah.
I think all this is fake enough to where it doesn't make me squeamish. But shit, thinking about how real it could get one day is kind of wild, man.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 remake comes out in 2030. I might not play it, man. Might be too real for me. um, what else happened, man? Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out same day, or I think the day after Resident Evil, right? So when did we talk about this? I think we talked about it a month ago, yeah? Where
I thought it was last week. No?
was it last week? Maybe a week or two ago then, where it got leaked, right?
Uh-huh.
And someone was trying to sell it over Facebook for like $100, you know? And it got so crazy that they're like, look, we're gonna patch in the ending, guys, so don't worry, nothing's gonna get spoiled out there. I'm surprised, dude. We haven't seen any gameplay videos from these people that bought the game early. We haven't seen nothing, man. It's kind of interesting to me. Because by this point, I mean, someone somewhere on a 4chan thread, on Reddit, someone, if it was any other game, someone would have went up and said, hey guys, this happens in this game. Oh, Riku dies at this point in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we haven't seen anything like that yet.
Maybe the internet community got together and they're like, we don't want spoilers and we're going to help you take everything down.
This is the one thing, you know, the internet is just the troll fest of the universe, you know. And this is the one thing they rallied around to not be trolls about.
Yep.
This is the one thing they can all agree on is Kingdom Hearts, dude.
Maybe they waited so long that they don't want to just troll anybody.
Yeah. My other theory was that Squaresoft, man, they're just, you know, Squaresoft is the CIA or something. They just have ninjas and shit. And everyone that got their hands on Kingdom Hearts just got assassinated, dude. Like there's no one alive with the game right now. They got murdered.
Shit.
How crazy would that be, man? Because I think they came out with a tweet or a news what do you call it, announcement or something, where they said, we found out who it was and we have taken care of the situation. So what if that was, oh shit, they totally they sent out fucking Agent 47, dude.
Shit.
Isn't Hitman used to be Square. We're gonna see that mission in Hitman 3. Watch. We gotta assassinate all the people that got early access to this video game.
Damn.
Yo, that would be crazy, actually. That would be crazy. Then we could see all the way that Square killed these people in real life, man. That would be wild.
I guess it makes sense because it's like they make millions of dollars. They might as well keep it quiet about it.
So yeah, it could be one or two reasons why we haven't seen any Kingdom Hearts 3 spoilers yet. It's either because the internet community came together and said no spoilers, or it's because, you know, Square Enix just has a team of assassins ready to murder people out there with barcodes on the back of their bald heads, dude. What else is going on, man? And so the game that refuses to die, dude, PT. I think Rick forgot to tell us about PT and VR that someone made, right?
Yeah, I think I talked about it 2 podcasts ago. Or brought it up where they made the VR version.
Yeah.
And I think IGN played it and they said they were like scared out of their minds. And I was like, oh, that sounds awesome, but I'm not going to check it out because it's
that's
too
the first
scary.
thing you're gonna do in VR, dude. Come on, man.
No way, dude. I didn't even play for the first one, the regular PT. I had the motorcycle helmet on, so I was scared to touch the controller. So I don't know. Too scary.
Yeah, someone else has remade PT that will be playable on the PS4 because they remade it in Dreams, that game that's coming out, which I've always explained as a oh my god, what's that game called on Steam? Is it Gary's Mod, which I've always described as Gary's Mod, where you get to just have basically this game engine to make your own games and things like that. So someone remade it in fucking Dreams, so they could post it on there and anyone can play it eventually. Do we have a release date on Dreams yet?
I don't know.
I
I know
feel
you
like,
played it at PAX.
yeah.
Oh.
Let's see real quick. Okay, Dreams release date 2019. This game is never coming out, man. I feel like they announced this game the same time they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake. So
Yep.
all those 2015 promises are just never gonna come true. Jesus.
Exactly.
But yeah, I played it at PAX, and it was super fun. There were a lot of 2D side scrollers that they made. Um, one fun one I played was it was a 2D side scroller that turned into a 3D platformer halfway through the game, which was pretty cool. I played a text adventure, which was pretty fun. I almost beat it, and they were telling me they were gonna let me beat it. It took me. My demo was only supposed to be half an hour, but I spent like 45 minutes trying to beat this text adventure game. And they're like, "Oh, dude, this is the farthest we've seen someone go. Try to finish it." And I just couldn't finish it, dude. I couldn't figure out how to get a different prompt to pop up. But it's impressive what different things you can make. My main concern, my only question is how they got the music in the game. I don't know if you can compose your own music for your own games, or if you could download like MP3s and shit, man. That'd be kind of wild.
Wow.
To put
Yeah.
into the games that you design in that. But yeah, it was crazy. So we'll see. I'm interested. I think I'm more interested to buy Dreams just so I could play other people's creations. I don't think I'm creative enough to make a cool game in that. In Little Big Planet, did you ever make any tracks or anything?
I tried to make a map, but it was super complicated, and yeah, spent a lot of time. And then, when you play other people's maps, they get pretty creative.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going from left to right. It was like going from left to right, then back up, then all the way down. It was like they used the entire sandbox map, and it's just their imaginations that like took it out. So that's why Little Big Planet got super crazy popular. It was just they were banking on everybody's imagination, and they did it for free. So
Yeah, yeah. And that's the killer too, man, is that these people are putting content into this game. That might be the greatest fucking thing ever, man. That might be why all these survival games and battle royale games are popping, because the creators of the game don't have to make content, really. It's up to the players to create the experiences for themselves. So,
yep.
interesting, man. But yeah, I think that'll be a game I buy. Release date after Final Fantasy VII Remake, dude. Whenever it comes out, dude. I'm gonna start. We should start putting money away. Like $1 every day until Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out. However much we've saved up every day that it hasn't come out is how much we'll spend on it. That way we can buy like the $500 collector's edition or something, dude. It comes with Cloud Sword and motorcycle. It was like
I don't know, man. We're gonna be like freaking have like $5,000 at that point in the time. We're gonna buy a new PC, a new VR system just to play that game.
We can afford all of it, dude. There's gonna be like a $50,000 version, yeah, that comes with Cloud's motorcycle, dude. It's gonna be great, man.
Let's see, 365 times. I'd say it's gonna come out in 6 years from now. $2,190 is
that's how much you'll have saved up, dude.
I'll have to save.
God.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Gosh.
Meanwhile, yeah. See, I don't know what that is. There's games like Resident Evil 2 Remake where they announce it in June and it comes out the next January. And there's games like Final Fantasy VII Remake where they announce it 2015, it's 2019, and we still haven't heard shit, dude. How the gaming industry just screws with your head, man. It's no fun.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on, man. Talking about a game that's been just getting remade over and over and just refuses to die. We're gonna say RIP to a couple games. The Walking Dead, man. Well, it's the last season of Telltale's Walking Dead. But do you remember Overkill's Walking Dead?
Nope.
Neither does anybody else, dude. Because this game came out on PC, was supposed to revive the Walking Dead franchise as far as video games are concerned, and then shortly after was going to come out on console. That game did so bad, got such a negative reception that they said, "Oh, just joking. We won't put this on console anymore. It's not going to be worth it." So yeah, that game came out on PC, and that's where it's going to stay, on PC. We'll also say rest in peace to that open world Star Wars game that was supposed to come out, that EA has been trying to flaunt every E3 since 2016, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You'll probably remember it because it's the Star Wars game they talk about where they don't show the game, they just show people drawing it on their computers. That's it. They just show little models and backgrounds that they've drawn. That game is dead in the water as well. So I'll give a big 21 gun salute to those games, man. RIP. I just think Walking Dead is just done in general, dude. I think it's zombies just need to take a back seat for a little bit, man.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's because I think we should have known why this happened and is there a cure for it, but
Yeah.
they dragged it out so long, and now we're like, yep, we're on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's next though. Maybe some medieval again or
I
space.
think so. I think with the way Game of Thrones is going right now, I think fantasy stuff is going to be popping. Because at the same time, we could say the same thing about Star Wars, man. Star Wars they need to tone down on that shit too. I mean, I know Disney's trying to make their money back, but I think they're doing more harm than good with that whole, oh, we're going to come out with a new Star Wars movie every year. You know, look what's happened to that so far. You had a Han Solo movie, which on paper is perfect. You know, you're going to have just a bounty hunter, smuggling, happy-go-lucky guy adventure with Childish Gambino and the Khaleesi. And you somehow ruined all of it, man. I mean, the movie's all right, but come on, dude. There was way higher expectations for that movie. You know, there was very few ways that they could have failed that, and then somehow they did. So I think they need to just give all those a rest. Just give it up to Pixar. Let Pixar do their next movies for the next 5 years, you know, and then they can try again with Star Wars. The zombie genre in general, I think they need to change it up or give that a rest too, man.
Yeah,
because that's dead. But yeah, let fantasy have its day for a little bit with Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is about to end too. So Lord
so
of the
what's
Rings, dude.
next? Goblin Slayer, or
Yeah.
maybe they should make Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's super telling. Like, Alan was talking about, what was that, a week or two ago? Just the resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons and how accessible it is and how many people are getting into it. I think that's a thing, man. They definitely gotta do something in the fantasy realm. Maybe they need to do live action sword art. Have they done a live action sword art?
I don't know, but they should do something like something like that.
Yeah, I think a live action sword art would be sick, just so it's a mix of sci-fi and fantasy, you know? So they might do something like that. You know, Ready Player One, I feel like, was successful, so I think they'd have a field day with that kind of stuff. I don't know. What do you think the next big genre would be, man?
Maybe into what's that game called? I don't remember. It was like Daft Punk kind of game.
Daft Punk kind of game.
Yeah, what do you call that genre?
I mean, like music.
Cyberpunk. There you
Oh,
go.
cyberpunk. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that too. Kind of just in a futuristic, but like a raw, grimy futuristic type of thing, an industrial futuristic type of feel.
Exactly.
I see that. I think that'd be good. Um, for myself, I think playing Mafia 3 right now, I think it wouldn't be a bad thing to do like period type things. Like maybe Wild West games could come back. I mean, look how great fucking Red Dead was, man. They have a monopoly on the Wild West right now. I feel like more people need to make Wild West games. Call to Juarez or something. But time period things, like maybe old school like 70s heist game, where you actually have to crack the saves and things like that. There's no such thing as cell phones where people can track you. It's easy to escape cops and things like that. I think that'd be pretty cool too. Just maybe 50s through 70s type games. Something like Ocean's 11, where you have to do a big heist, but not Grand Theft Auto, not where it's open world, but it's more story driven and story focused. Damn, look at me, dude. 2 weeks playing Mafia 3. I want every game to be like it, man. That's crazy. But yeah, I think because I've been trying to pay attention, the 80s can't lose. If you come out with something 80s based, I think everybody just remembers the music, especially if you get good music in the game. If you get all the neon lights and shit like that, I think you can't lose. So yeah, if you I think 80s based games, like 80s shooters, if they came out with like Rambo, dude, a Rambo video game, that'd be sick. A Terminator 2 video game, that'd be sick. Like all this stuff would be tight if they came out with it. That's what they do. Just come out with old school movie video games. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, RIP to those, man. Is sci-fi? Should they let sci-fi take a chill pill for a little bit? Like space, at least.
I don't know. I think they're starting to get into that because of Iron Man. So maybe they're gonna have like more robots and futuristic technology. They're gonna go in that direction.
With all these genres kind of dying out here, yet they still come out with the games. Do you think game developers are kind of out of touch, man? Like they don't know what the public wants?
I think so too. That's why they're bringing back all the old school ideas, because it's like all the imagination is there, and so it's like, yeah, I think they used heavily on their imagination back then. Not to say that they don't do it now, but maybe we need to go back to our roots and get an idea of what it means to pique the interest of a gamer. And they retain it for a while.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's become very generalized and casual, which I guess isn't a bad thing, because now these gaming industries just have all the money in the world, right? But at the same time, they're just losing touch with core gaming and what it's all about. So it's interesting. I just think it's funny how you could spend millions and millions of dollars on these games that just kind of flop, yet one dude can make Undertale and one dude can make Stardew Valley, and no one's made a farming game in 20 years, yet these guys do it and it fucking pops off,
Yep.
There's definitely something to be said about that. Speaking of one person making a video game, do a little bit of a New Perfect Day or a Cold Cloudy Day with this game called Bright Memory. Showed Rick the trailer before we started recording here, man. What do you think of this game, dude? Made by one dude out in China.
Which game?
Bright Memory. The
Bright Memory. See, what game was that? One guy made a video game. It was like something to do with souls.
Like Cloud Atlas Souls or something like that.
Yeah, and we
Huh.
saw it at PlayStation Experience
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
PAX, or I don't remember, but yeah, it was just one guy, and he spent like almost like a good chunk of years just making that game, and it was like crazy good. And then so now that's what I'm getting at with this guy. Looking at the trailer, it looks crazy good. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a mixture of like you're saying, Devil May Cry, um, and I forgot what else the other game, but the gameplay looks pretty solid, and the minimal requirements for it is to have like a strong PC, and but my PC can barely handle the minimal requirements. So I'm like, geez, if he took that much time to really invest and make that game really good looking, it's
Mm-hmm.
just how long will it take for him to finish the whole game, because it said that it was only in early access,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one episode 1 is not even out yet, so it's like I hope he hires more people onto to his team, so that way
Mm-hmm.
we can get a solid game without jeopardizing the quality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, maybe there's been something like it that's come out already, but nothing that looks as polished as this. I don't think. There is a game from memory, from what I remember. I think not in 2018, 2017 Game Awards. They showed a trailer for it. A game called Witchfire, um, which reminds me a lot of Bright Memory. And I think Witchfire isn't coming out till like 2020 or something like that. But this
Mm.
guy by himself just put this all together, and it's coming out now. And yeah, it's like a first person Devil May Cry. You just have a machine gun, you're shooting people up, and then you can use a sword and slash them up as well. I think you can shoot electricity at them, swing across the ceiling and shit like that, man.
Yeah.
So it's just an overall just crazy experience in first person that I don't think we see much of out here. And this guy didn't have to do any kind of market research. He said, "Oh man, I think this game is gonna be fun," and he just fucking made it, and it's popping off, man. I think I just looked on Steam. It has 4,500 reviews, all of them overwhelmingly positive. So that might be what it is. Developers just might be blinded by or big game publishers might just be blinded by, oh, how much money can we squeeze out of this game? How can we implement loot boxes? How can we implement microtransactions to make the most money out of this? That they kind of forget, like, why we play these fucking video games, dude, right?
Yep.
It's kind of wild. Let's see. What else, man? What else could be a new perfect day or cold cloud? Oh, dude, Division 2, man.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I think we talked about this, but I said it was like a cold cloudy day.
So they revealed, man. What were your best memories from the first division? Like, what was the most fun you had in that game?
Going in and securing the whatever loot box, and then calling in the chopper and hanging out with you guys, and then while like guys roll up on us,
Uh huh.
we're able to take them out easily,
Uh huh.
strategically.
Uh huh.
But after that, it just like became really painful to traverse through the map without having a team.
Yeah.
Sometimes you guys would be not online, and then I would have to go in the dark zone by myself, and I'm
Hmm.
like getting jumped left and right, so it was kind of tough.
So I feel fairly the same as you. My best memories from that game were rolling in the dark zone with everybody. I think one time we were able to like game the system and have two full groups of people that we knew in the dark zone rolling around like 8-10 people deep, just securing everything, getting all the experience and all the drops from the bosses.
Yep.
um and yeah, that's really, I think, the most fun we had in Division. So tell me why in Division 2 the dark zones are smaller and they're split up into different corners of the map. Like they don't really want people to do dark zone anymore, or maybe they just want people to run into each other more. It kind of doesn't make sense to me, man.
I have no idea.
Yeah, man. So in Division 1, the whole basically center of the map, right,
Was dark
was the dark
zone.
zone. In Division 2, there's going to be a dark zone all the way to the south. There's going to be a dark zone all the way to the west, and a dark zone all the way to the east.
Maybe
And
gang rivals.
maybe, but then why would you ever go and visit another area, right? Why would you just stay in one? And it's gonna be, I think they said combined. If they were to combine all the dark zones in Division 2, it's a third smaller than what was in Division 1, which doesn't make sense. I feel like even though the map was larger, it's not like we never ran into anybody, right? There was always a point of interest where you would run into other players in the dark zone. So I don't know how I feel about that decision, man. It's kind of wild to me why the most interesting thing, the biggest draw to the game that we all had, that Rick and I had, they're getting rid of it. It's kind of crazy. I don't think people treat it as a PvE game. I didn't treat Division 2 as a PvE game. I treat it as like, oh man, let's play online and kill other people, right?
Yeah, that's why they need to make the whole map
Yeah.
dark zone, and then if there's players out there that really don't want to do PvP, then I guess they can switch the entire map into PvE, NPCs, non-players. But mainly that game was supposed to be like you're surviving with other players online, and if you have your buddies, then you guys can roll through together. But
exactly,
it just felt like pretty sandbox to just go through this, and you don't necessarily have to go to the dark zone, but
it's really enhances the fucking game if you do, man. Like tenfold, playing through the missions over and over on the hardest difficulty was kind of annoying, but just jumping in the dark zone, and it was a grind for sure, but if you had your friends with you, if people weren't too cheesy in there, it was good times, man. So kind of interesting, which is why I'm kind of leaning towards Anthem. I think I saw an Anthem gameplay video recently, and the guy was just talking about how easy it is to fly around the map and stuff, and I was like, oh god, I might have to buy this game, dude. How's Anthem looking on your radar right now?
It's looking pretty good. I still want to fly around and play with you guys and go through all of the maps and take down those monsters. But I hope there's more than just taking down other monsters. It looks like you're going to be taking down other Anthem people, NPCs, or players. That'd be pretty cool to do. But as long as the synergy, I know you're not supposed to use that in a interview, but the synergy of a team would be great, and that should be, like how Destiny was. You don't go in with two players, you go in with three people or something like that, and you coordinate. So that's how I like doing things, is coordinating with teams.
Yeah, so that might be the winner, man. I don't know when Division 2 comes out. Let's see. I know Anthem comes out, I think, in February. Division 2 comes out in March 15th. It might be too little too late, man. I mean, are there really... Anthem comes out 2 weeks before Division 2? Does Division 2 just have that much of a following still, do you think?
Division 2?
Or Division in general, yeah. You think Division still has a crazy following?
Nah, I don't know. Like, people are saying it's good, but, it's just like, oh, everything looks kind of the same way. We envisioned Division to be something else, completely something else, and it still looks like Division 1, just upgraded, weaponry and all that. But I don't know. I'm not going to fall back into it unless it got like perfect scores. Then I'm like, okay, I can consider again.
And that's what I keep telling myself too, is like, man, Anthem is just going to be another Division, right? Like, why play it? But it really won't be, because the way you travel around, the world is going to be a little bit more dynamic, I hope. Because there's going to be animals and wildlife that we could just kill. Hopefully, for my sake, there's hunting, because God knows how much time I spent in Red Dead hunting. Just random animals. Oh, I got to get the perfect moose pelt real quick, guys. Hold on. Let me spend 5 days away from camp hunting moose. So, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to try out Anthem. It looks like they're doing something new with this Destiny-ish genre, man. So, And I've always been saying I don't think there's going to be PvP in this as well, but I've always been saying I'm likening Anthem um more to Monster Hunter World than I am Division for right now. We'll see what it's like when we actually play it, but I'm thinking it's going to be more like Monster Hunter World, which is not bad, man. I'm excited. I'm excited most for sure for this. I think I've been missing multiplayer games in my life, dude. We haven't played a game together in forever, dude. So this will be good.
Exactly. And I was telling Dustin that, and he recommended Splatoon. Oh yeah, I want to talk about that. I've been playing a little bit of Splatoon. He let me borrow it,
Ah, okay.
and I think it's a pretty awesome game.
Mhm.
It's everything I really kind of imagined. All you have to do is just, well, so far from what I know, is do turf war and you spray paint, uh, like the whole map, and whoever has the most paint on the map wins, and you can, kill each other.
Uh-huh.
And it was just fun knocking out. I was a level 4, and I was like knocking out like level 50 players and all that. So it wasn't really too much of your level, but then again, we did get dominated by higher level people,
Uh-huh.
and they had like higher perks and all that. But Splatoon is an awesome game, and I was like saying this. I think we need an online co-op, some sort of online game, and Splatoon will be one of them. But maybe we can get into Division 2 if you want to do that, or and hopefully, like Resident Evil will have some sort of, I don't know, side co-op kind of thing where you can play all together, surviving a bunch of zombies.
Mhm.
But yeah, we definitely need something.
So wait, what do you concentrate more on in Splatoon? Do you concentrate more on shooting the ground or shooting other people?
The ground, if you shoot the other players, they'll stop painting. So mainly the people I've always been with, there's always like me, and I'm just like, focusing on painting everything because I'm a newbie. And then you have that one advanced player that's always killing a bunch of the other team, so he's
Mhm.
knocking them down. And then you have the other two that's doing like whatever they're whatever they want to do. But basically, it's a 4v4 kind of thing, and it doesn't too much depend on your rank. It just depends on your gear and your abilities, and that's what makes it pretty cool. It's like you think, oh, all you do is paint, but there's different abilities that make it pretty fun. Like some have like a jetpack that can fly around, some other uses like throwing bombs.
Mhm.
Some uses like a giant paint roller, and all you have to do is just run into the other player and kills them instantly. So it's just pretty fun knowing that, oh yeah, painting things would be fun, even though painting in real life sucks. I don't like painting.
What are the team sizes?
It's 4v4.
Ah, okay,
So,
okay.
but the thing is, you can only traverse two pretty quickly is when you're in your own ink, your own color. But when you get into enemy color, you slow down drastically, especially when you're trying to go into like a squid form.
Sure.
But that's easily done is if you just paint their color. But
Mhm.
then while they're painting their color, they're shooting you. So it gets more tricky and messy when you're engaging in another enemy. But yeah, the overall goal is just to see whoever paints the most, and I think that's just one mode I've been playing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'd recommend giving it a try. Too. Also, it's pretty fun.
But that's
Just
crazy. It
painting things.
sounds pretty strategic where you would want maybe two people to shoot the other team and two people to paint the ground, right?
Exactly. And then some people like just has a sniper and they're sniping in the background. So they're sniping players while the other people are actually painting everything.
Mhm.
And it gets more tricky as soon because if they're painting your colors, then you're losing points and all that. And I don't know. It just gets pretty messy with all the ink everywhere. And I thought I was pretty good, but some of these players are like, damn, they're knocking us out like crazy. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
good game. Splatoon 2. That's
Interesting.
the one I've been playing, and I've only been playing it for maybe 2 days,
Mhm.
and I already bought the game.
Oh shit. Okay.
That
Nice,
goes
dude.
to show something.
What else? What else have you been playing this week, man?
just been playing Pokemon Go. I've been playing with all of the buddies. You know, if I list everybody, it'd be too much. But essentially, I carpooled today with Alan and Eric, and we went there, and we did our first raid, and we met Dennis. So, you know, and then it was funny too. It's like we didn't have enough players because I was already calculating. I was like, dude, this. I think he has the most HP in the game. Mm-hmm. The Kyogre, the legendary giant whale. And that's what we were trying to get. And then we're like, oh man, maybe we'll wait for the other people to come through. But, you know, I think they were at somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Then we see 3 people like across the street. And then Dennis was like yelling. He's like, hey, are you guys playing Pokemon Go? And they're like, yeah, we're playing Pokemon Go. Like, perfect. So we ended up jumping into the raid. And then my first whale that I caught, it turns out to be a perfect whale, perfect IV whale. So I was like, perfect. This is one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'm pretty happy that I was able to get it. The next one, we all met up and we were doing Groudon, the red dinosaur one. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, more people came and, you know, they started conversing with us. And then what was crazy too, it's like they went to the other raid, and then we us 4, it was Alan, Eric, and Dennis, we went to that other raid, and then after we beat that one raid to get another whale, they were like waiting for us 2 guys were waiting for us to go with them. I don't really, in my head I was like, what the heck, you know, like, dang, we're already on that level where we're pretty friendly and all that.
Wait, why are you denying their friendship, dude? What the fuck?
I didn't deny it. See, that's the thing. I was curious. And you know, the group was keeping quiet, and I was like seeing that like they were like making their attempts to have conversation. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to these guys. So I ended up talking to them. So we ended up walking, you know, past Balboa Bridge. So that was a pretty lengthy walk. And then we had to walk an extra 3 blocks. So the entire time, like, I was, like, just talking about them. And they're talking about, like, their Pokemon experience.
Wait, you guys went into, like, downtown more? Or away from
No. We went from, you know, like, Balboa Park and that long bridge off of El Prado.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so we crossed that bridge while walking, you know. And then we went kind of into off of 6th Street. And then we went up 3 blocks up to, I think it was like 4th and, I don't remember the cross street.
Without a scooter, dude?
Without a scooter.
Dude, that's what's crazy, dude. That's what's crazy.
I was legit like thinking of, like, I need to buy the scooter ASAP now. But yeah, you know, it was cool, like, learning about these guys and, you know, talking, conversing. And I was like, they're pretty passionate about it. And then we met more stranger dangers, and, you know, they're befriending everybody. Oh, and by the way, Alan was able to get like a shiny Groudon, so
nice,
it was
dude.
Green.
Yeah, and dude.
The whole group was like, you know, you could see like, oh, I want one. But yep, basically that. And then we finally met up with everybody else in our group, but then at that point we had to leave because Eric had to go back. But, you know, overall the day was good because we got all the Pokemon that we needed for the raids, and I got some extra, so I have yours, and all we need is like the other I forgot the other Pokemons that we haven't really seen yet.
The Green Dragon, dude, Rayquaza.
Yeah, that one, Rayquaza.
Isn't that part of the same legendary set as these guys, man?
Yes.
How come this generation has so many fucking legendaries, dude?
I don't know, man. I was like, dude, we are pretty still far back from. I think we need the 2 bird looking legendaries and Rayquaza. Man, I'm gonna open up my Pokemon app right now.
Cause wait,
there's a lot.
I think this is Hoenn, right? This is Hoenn generation.
I think so. Yeah.
So in Hoenn, you got the Reggies, right? The Regice, Registeel, Regirock and shit. And then you have the Deoxyses. And then it's still fucking birds, the whale, the Godzilla guy, and Rayquaza, dude. What the fuck? Why are there so many legendaries? It's like, there's no point, dude. These guys aren't legendary.
Yeah. So this is all in Hoenn. And yeah, looking at it, damn, I guess so. I need 2 more. The 2 birds.
Mhm.
Wait, there's another one. Deoxys. No. I need to look up this list.
What's that? Oh man, they're like white, and there's like 3
the
versions of
bird-looking
them.
thing.
Are those birds?
There's 2. There's a blue and red one.
Jesus, see?
I don't know what it was. It was like Lactia and something.
Legendaries were cool the first time around, man, but it kind of lessens what legendary stands for if you come out with 6 of them every generation, man. It's kind of wild, bro.
I think what it is I was thinking about that too when I was playing Pokemon Let's Go,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, all I know is the legendary is Mewtwo, and I was like, wait a minute, I forgot the 3 birds are
Mm-hmm.
legendary too,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh wait, Mew is also legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, it's like it's roughly the same amount kind of legendaries there is, a little bit more, but I think each generation it gives something to strive for, to catch all of these legendary Pokemon. Because if you just have 1 per generation, then it's like, I don't know, I caught it, now what kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, maybe if some of the legendaries were actually good. Fucking Rick and I battled the other day, and I thought I was gonna be cool and use my attack form Deoxys against him. Man. This motherfucker died in like 3 hits, dude. I forgot what you were fighting him with, but I remember you did your first, not even charged attack, but a quick attack, and it took 1/3 of his health away. I was like, what the fuck, dude? He was my last Pokemon too. I thought I was about to get in, but.
Yep.
Yeah, there might be too many legendaries in Pokemon. They might have to calm down. In this next Pokemon game they come out with on the Switch, no legendaries. If there is a legendary, it's an old one. They need to calm down with all that legendary, this legendary, that stuff.
We're missing Rayquaza, Latias, Latios, and this thing called Jirachi.
What the heck is Jirachi?
I don't know. I wonder if it's even released. It doesn't look like it. I don't think I've ever seen that thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one I was talking about, though. The one that's white. I think there's like 3 different forms of it, too.
2.
2. Yeah. See? All these fucking legendaries, dude. And they have just such extravagant stories, man. This was once a ghost of an ancient tribe of Pokemon. And then it's like, oh my god, I've heard this story 20 times. Please. Every legendary Pokemon is like that. Yeah. Have you been playing anything else besides those games?
Yeah, Let's Go. But yeah.
Oh, you finished it yet?
No, not yet. I'm getting close. And every time I think I'm like, oh yeah, I'm almost done, it's just like, I don't know. There's more stuff, more trainers that I have to battle, and I'm like, damn, when did these guys come out? I don't even remember. I don't remember this part of the game. I don't remember that part, and yeah, so it's just getting a little, yeah. So I'm almost done with it. I think I'm 2 badges away, and then I can challenge the Elite Four and then, my rival, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like bringing back all this memories of playing Pokemon, and I was like, yes, it's coming to an end. I transferred all 150 Pokemon. And then I think you have to talk to someone in the game, and they give you some sort of lucky charm and a certificate saying you're awesome. And I'm like, of course, I already knew, but basically, I just want to finish the Elite Four and show them that I'm going to be killing them with 3 legendaries, Mewtwo, a Gengar.
Before you've ever run into those Pokemon in the game. Just gonna
exactly. Use them. I caught a second version of each one. And I was like, oh shit, like I guess if I didn't transfer it, then I would have gotten these guys. But no, I needed them now. I needed to whoop every trainer along the way with all the legendaries to show them. Like at first bird trainer, and he brought out like Doduo, Firo, and all that, and I was like, man, motherfucker. And then I brought out my Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Like, this is a real Pokemon trainer, bird catcher, aka.
That's fucking funny, man.
Oh, and then I got whooped in Super Smash Bros. Oh man, I thought I was pretty good, like with Cloud, or at least decent. Yeah. I was just decent, so like I was able to, make good majority wins. But when I versed Russ online, man, his Mega Man is on a completely sky different level, and he whooped the Cloud. He whooped my Cloud so badly that like I had to question myself for a second, and then that's where I had to switch to Snake, and I was getting the hang of Snake, and I was getting rekindled, and it came to the point where I was starting to remember all of Russ's moves, and I almost killed him. I was kind of up in HP, and we're down to 1 life, and then I killed myself. I panicked, and I blew myself up as Snake. So, but I was like, man, I think the only way for me to touch God is to be Snake. So
I see, man. Have you seen this video where this guy as Snake, right? He's about to die, like he's falling off, and there's no way he can use his up B to get back up.
And blows himself up. Yep.
Yeah, dude. He did it like 3 times, and one time I think a guy that was playing against him tried to spike him. And when he blew himself up, the other guy went down with the explosion. So you might need to blow yourself up even more, man. Just bait people into it,
That's what I was sort of trying to do, but like, man, Russ is completely unpredictable, and yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Does he play with the Joy-Cons too, man?
I don't know, man.
Everybody's breaking your soul with fucking Joy-Cons, bro.
They are. Everyone is pretty good getting oh my god. I was back then, I was like, okay, I can win. But now it's like every person I face, they just magically find a way to beat me down and read my attack patterns, and I'm like, damn, dude, I have to like mix it up now, and man, everyone's good. And that's what like is like, I guess they changed everybody's moves, so it can be sort of balanced, but yeah, it's good knowing that I can't really beat everyone fully. I have to rethink every single strategy I ever thought and change everything up in order to beat each person, each player.
Now that's good for you, man. That just means there's nowhere else to go but up, right?
Exactly. And I feel like I'm lagging behind. I'm like, if these guys are all evolving, I have to figure out what's a good way to universally win. Cloud is no longer one of them because Russ beat the crap out of it.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm still playing Mafia 3. I think I mentioned earlier. I think I found the perfect analogy for what it's like playing Mafia 3. It's like you're talking to a robot, Mafia 3 looks and feels like an open world game, but it's not. Talking to a robot feels and looks like you're talking to a human, but it's not, it's a fucking robot, dude. There's something that they don't capture, the heart, the emotion of an open world game. Mafia 3 just doesn't capture it, dude. So still struggling through that, but I mean the story is so far so good. It's fun. You can get these things called brutal kills, where you punch someone a couple times and it staggers them, and then if you time holding down circle and let it go at the right time, you like stick a knife in their throat. It's kind of crazy, man. But no, yeah, the game is still good times, dude. So I still have a week until Resident Evil 2 comes out, so I hope I get to finish this game before Resident Evil 2 comes out, man. But yeah, man, I think that's it for you. Got anything else, man?
Final Fantasy 7 is going to come out 2025.
No, man, it's going to come out 2020, 2021. One of those 2 years, man.
Oh yeah, you said 2021. I think Scott said 2022, and me is 2025.
Yeah, it's gonna come out somewhere around there, dude. Happy Martin Luther King Day for anybody that has Martin Luther King Day off, like myself.
Lucky guys.
Let's go, man. Good times. What else? Yeah, no, I think that's it. So we'll see you guys back here next week. But until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
Bro, I have no wisdom at all.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.